Well, hey friends, I know, long time no see. I am a terrible YouTuber and a very typical law student. So the last time I posted a video, it was fall of 2023. I think I was getting ready for finals that semester. I was also, a singer, and so I was doing Christmas shows, getting ready for Christmas shows. I think I was also preparing to take the MPRE, which is I can take this off right this minute. The MPRE, which is your professional responsibility exam that all law students will take. And so life was crazy. I basically said I'll be back later, and then took a whole entire semester off before I came back to you to talk again. I apologize. I had good intentions. As a matter of fact, on my phone that I'm filming on right now, I had a reminder for several weeks. Like every week there was a reminder that would pop up, and it would say record a video for YouTube, and I completely ignored it. Last semester, the spring of 2024, which is actually my kind of partially 2L, partially 3L semester, since I'm on track to graduate a little early. That was the first regular law school semester that I've had where I also fully interned at the same time. Plus, I have my lovely adult life, and I'm a worship leader at a church, and so I have responsibilities there. And I now, for those of you who followed me all along, I actually moved out of my lovely high-rise condo that was right across from the law school, and I moved into my house, which is about an hour north of downtown Houston. So on a good day when there's no traffic, which that doesn't happen when it's time for me to go to school, but on a good day, I could actually get downtown in about 45 minutes if traffic's not terrible. However, in the mornings this semester, I had class on Mondays and Wednesdays this past semester, and I had an 8:30 in the morning class. So I was going right into Houston with all of the horrible traffic. So I would leave my house at 7 o'clock for an 8:30 class. And sometimes it would take 2 hours. Sometimes I was just late to class. Thankfully, I had a very understanding professor for that first class. She told us at the beginning of the semester, she said, I realize this is not a good time for a class, and there's going to be things with traffic. And so she actually sectioned off a part of our classroom, and she said, no one can sit there. That's for people who come in late and that kind of thing. So here's one thing that once you get into law school, they tell you all these lovely scary things when you first started law school as a 1L, and what the rules are and how demanding things are and how strict things are. And that is true. Once you get into the upper level classes in law school, you start hitting classes where you're with a professor who's possibly an adjunct professor who's still a working attorney, and they basically look at you like, hey, it's up to you to show up here and to learn, and they may or may not take attendance. You kind of get into that zone, but for sure, I would even say your first 3 big semesters in law school, you are for sure in the strict boundaries of the rules of law school, and people are adhering to them really strictly and all of that. But this was my first full semester while I was interning, and then also I was doing some commuting. So my 52-year-old body took a beating on it. I certainly could handle it. It wasn't too much. I did find that I would have that feeling, where you wake up in the morning and it's like, where am I supposed to be today? Like the alarm goes off and I know I'm supposed to be somewhere. Where is that? Because every day it was something a little different. But I made it through, and as a matter of fact, as far as the classes went this past semester, I actually feel pretty good about it. So I am recording this for you all exactly 1 week from taking my last final for the semester. And I am actually going to summer school. So I start class again in just a few days. I've been getting emails from my professors about first class assignments and that kind of thing. And so I am putting it off though for another couple of days, and I will, because I want to enjoy this little break that I have. So anyway, I really just wanted to touch base with you all. I've seen the conversations happening under my videos that I've posted, and a lot of you have questions that are not, they're good questions. They're just more about either things that, one, I've already covered in previous videos, so just kind of take the time and go through and listen to previous videos, or number two, it's about things that I would have to sit down and research it just as much as you would have to sit down and research it. So if there's something, if I see the same question popping up over and over and over again and I haven't covered it, I will get to that. But a lot of the prep stuff, the things that you're interested in going to law school, and so you're thinking about what do I need to do to prepare for law school, some of that honestly has changed because the requirements when it comes to LSAT have changed. The way that test is happening is a little bit different. So I might be giving you, not up-to-date advice if I were to advise you on that. One thing, someone asked a question, and I just briefly looked through some questions before I hopped on here. Someone was saying that they were about to start their undergrad in preparation for going to law school because that's their ultimate goal. You are a non-traditional person, and you're going back to school either to get another degree, or if you feel like you need another degree, don't bother, just go straight to law school. But maybe you want to get your undergrad, you need an undergrad to go into law school. And this question was, is there anything in particular that I need to study to prepare me for law school? And really, law schools are not particular about what your undergrad degree is in. As a matter of fact, they really like having a diverse student body. So my undergrad was in communications, and my background is a musical, entertainment, public speaker background. So the public speaking part has boded well for me. I don't have a problem standing up in front of people talking, and so being on call in class, doing recitation does not bother me at all. It just means I have, you have to be prepared for class, but doing that doesn't bother me. And then anytime we have had practices for public speaking or giving opening statements or closing arguments, that kind of thing, as long as I get myself structured, I don't have a problem at all standing up and speaking. So that comes to me quite naturally. But really, you could, if you want to practice in a specific area of law, then maybe you could take some undergrad courses that were somewhat topic adjacent to that. But really, the only place in law school that I see personally where I have other classmates sitting in the room with me and I think that person has a leg up on me because of their experience tends to be those that I'm in school with who are currently paralegals or who have worked as paralegals. A paralegal has so much experience when it comes to procedure, civil procedure, criminal procedure, depending on what their background was. And even some writing things, they're going to have possibly a little faster uptake on wrapping their brain around how to write memos and briefs and all this kind of stuff, because working as a paralegal, they've possibly been constructing those documents. So more of what I would even call, I would call procedural or admin kind of things. If someone has worked as a paralegal, yes, I see that as for sure a benefit. If you want to work in criminal law, if you can get some experience with a defense attorney, or if you can, there's a lot of intern options, even for non-law school people. In your local district attorney's office, you can sign up to be an intern and you will get an incredible experience just seeing what the procedures are for a prosecutor's office. Same thing, you can always show interest and show up and want to intern in some capacity in a civil court. In a district court, you're going to get a lot of experience. I was the first law student intern in the district court where I interned. They have typically undergrad and sometimes high school interns that work in that particular district court where I was. And so they were thrilled to have a law student intern with them last summer. And because I literally was able to read the judge's submission report, all the documents that are submitted to the court that have to be reviewed and ruled on. I had to review those before the judge ever saw them, make some notes on them, kind of summarize what it was about, if that was needed, and then make a recommendation to the judge of how I thought he should rule on it based on my assessment of it. And then this semester, when I was interning in the district attorney's office, I had to review cases there as well, the criminal cases. So I might be reviewing evidence files that were videos. Let's say it could possibly be like body cam videos of police officers, of wrecks, and I worked in the misdemeanor division, so I saw a lot of DUIs and possession, some domestic violence. I'm trying to think of most of your misdemeanors have something to do with a person being using a motor vehicle while they are some version of intoxication. Trust me, it makes you, if you've ever taken a drink, you will never want to take a drink again after watching all these DUI videos. But so I did evaluations on cases for the ADAs in the office, and then I also made calls. They call them RIP calls, which is stands for restitution, injury, and prosecution. So if, let's say, if someone was involved in a car accident because the other person was intoxicated, the district attorney needs to speak to the victim of whatever the crime is. And so you speak to the victim about whether there's a need for restitution. So, maybe they ran into their car and that person didn't have insurance, and so there was an amount of money that was spent on a repair. Injury, if the person was injured, then you want to know what the injury was. And then the P, what did I just say it was, for prosecution or whatever. So you want to talk to the victim of that crime, and you basically let them know what's the range of punishment. What is the range of punishment for this particular crime, and just get feedback from them on their feelings of it. Sometimes people go, if it's a young kid and I could tell that it really scared them, and I'm fine, my car's fine, like everything's fine, insurance covered it, I really don't want to see that person prosecuted. Or it could be the reverse. You've got a victim that says, it may be a little thing, but this happens all the time, and that person, they need to be prosecuted to the fullest extent, or whatever. As the prosecutor, as the ADA or the district attorney, that person is still ultimately going to make the decision about how how the case is going to move forward. But in that call to the victim, you really want to just assess how they're feeling about it, and let them know, like I said, what the range is, that kind of thing. So I did a lot of that. I took pleas in court, people who were in jail. There was jail docket day, and that people who weren't able to make bail when they were initially arrested, a lot of them were assigned, a court-appointed attorney, or they may have hired their own attorney. And so on the day of jail docket, when they're coming through to go before the judge, there's a lot of back and forth between the ADAs and the attorneys negotiating plea deals on that day. So someone has to stand before the judge on behalf of the state, and when the plea is entered, the judge does all of the charges that he has to say, and then we'll ask the state what the deal is, and I would state 30 days in the blah 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 county jail, or whatever the deal was. I would state that, and then he would speak to the defense attorney. Anyways, that would we agreed to? Yes, we both agree. Finishes all of his statements, and we both thank the judge, and then it's over. So it wasn't a lot to do, but I actually was able to stand before a judge and officially accept pleas and do that kind of thing. So not terribly exciting, but it was really, really wonderful to be in a DA's office and really just get my hands on pretty much everything. Y'all, I'm going so long, it's already 15 minutes. Sorry about that. I saw an autopsy. I got to visit the jail. I did lots of stuff this semester. But I'm not going to do a full internship this summer. Like I said, I have 2 classes, and then I will be in Japan for 3 weeks. So as soon as I take my federal income tax final on a Thursday night in July, I will leave the following morning for Japan, and I'll be sitting there for 3 weeks. And then come back for my final semester of law school, graduating in December, and taking the bar in February next year. So, okay, that's it. I have rambled so much. But just know I will do my best to kind of do a couple more videos for y'all. If you have questions, again, post your questions under here. But yes, this is my new office. I'm not in the high rise anymore. I have a nice lawyerly looking office, executive desks and all that kind of stuff. I still need to put my curtains up. I'm waiting on my brother to come over to help me get some curtains up or whatever. But I moved over the holiday. We finished Christmas shows, and literally right after the Christmas shows, I moved in here, got my house completely remodeled, y'all. It was so much work. I think that's why I couldn't get back to the videos. I was just trying to survive. But remodeled my house as I was moving in, hosted my whole family here for Christmas, and then literally school started for me on January 3rd. So it's been fast and furious, but yeah, I'm still here. Law school is still happening. I think I did pretty good this semester. We'll see. I won't get my grades till sometime in the middle of the summer, but honestly, I'm still on that plan of bees get degrees. I really just want to graduate from law school and pass the bar, because the truth is that really is all that matters. So anyway, hope you all are doing wonderful, and that all of these videos are helpful for you in some way, or at least encouraging to you that as a non-traditional student, it's never too late to go to law school. It's never too late to get started on whatever it is. You're going to be here anyway. You're going to go to sleep at night and wake up in the morning and do the next day all over again. And time's going to pass. And if you really want to go to law school, it's going to pass anyway. So why not do it? Why not go to law school? So, all right, that's my advice for now, everyone. Just have a wonderful summer ahead of you, and I'll be back soon.